The ladies of The View are back again, and this time they're joining a chorus of boo birds blaming Carrie Underwood for having sacked the spirit of America simply for singing at Donald J. Trump's second inauguration.
Right? It's country music. I think
I'll tell you right now, I wouldn't do it, even though I can't sing.
You would not sing?
No, I would not. I would not normalize him. And she says, I love our country. How do you love your country and support and normalize somebody who was a convicted felon who really wants to destroy the country, in my opinion? I don't understand how you say you love your country at the same time as you normalize this convicted felon, which I can say now every day.
Carrie Underwood's billion-dollar triumph over Disney wasn't just a personal victory. It sent shockwaves through the entertainment industry. It was a wake-up call for reckless media outlets that believed they could spread misinformation without facing consequences. For years, The View thrived on unchecked gossip, disguising baseless accusations as commentary. They built their empire by tearing people down, and for the longest time, they got away with it. But Carrie Underwood's lawsuit was the turning point, the moment their empire began to crumble, piece by piece.
Here is The View link weighing in. I know you were waiting to hear what Whoopi Goldberg had to say, and I have it for you. Take a listen.
I would not normalize him. And she says, I love our country. How do you love your country and support and normalize somebody who was a convicted felon who really wants to destroy the country, in my opinion? I don't understand how you say you love your country at the same time as you normalize this convicted felon, which I can say now every day.
I agree with you, Joy. I can't sing a lick, but I certainly, and I have not been asked, but if I were asked, it would be a hard no.
Well, people do what they do for whatever reasons. It's like Joe and Mika.
Yeah.
They did what they did. They felt that's what they needed to do, and I got to stand behind them. If I believe I have the right to make up my mind to go perform someplace, I believe they have the same right.
Of course.
And so I have to, I have to support.
Of course, she has the right to do it. What an inane point to bring them all together. Like, what? She's saying absolutely nothing.
Disney found itself drowning in a legal nightmare, while The View teetered on the edge of uncertainty. Its future so shaky, it might as well be cancelled already. And it all began with what should have been a simple, dignified performance. Carrie Underwood, an icon of country music and a beloved American star, was invited to sing America the Beautiful at Donald Trump's inauguration. It was a prestigious honor, one that countless artists before her had embraced. She approached it with the same grace, professionalism, and raw talent that had defined her career. But in the hyper-politicized world of The View, where everything is dissected through the lens of controversy, that single performance became a lightning rod. The hosts wasted no time. They didn't just question her decision, they launched a full-scale attack. They implied she had aligned herself with extremists, that she had sabotaged her own career, that history would remember her as being on the wrong side. This wasn't mere criticism, it was a public execution of her character. And the worst part, they reveled in it. For Carrie, it was a gut punch. She had never courted controversy. She wasn't a political figure. She was a singer, someone who had built her career on talent, dedication, and an unwavering love for music. She had simply accepted an invitation, just as many before her had. But suddenly, she was at the center of a media firestorm. Her name was dragged through the mud on national television. Millions watched as her character was torn apart. At first, she did what she'd always done. She focused on her music, on her fans, on her work. She refused to engage in the toxic debate, but the damage was already spreading. Concert venues hesitated. Endorsement deals that once seemed secure began to vanish. What should have been just another performance turned into a defining moment for all the wrong reasons.
The country and vote for him. I think that people make these decisions for a lot of reasons.
Okay, fine. And I would not be the person to say don't do it, because I believe in free speech and everything about it. I personally would not do it. No one's asked me, but that's another story.
I would love for you to do a roast at the Trump inauguration.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, no one else had any
So
thoughts?
there we are.
No, we've had people like Reba McEntire come on and say that, she doesn't want to talk about politics. She just wants to sing, she wants to perform, she wants to make people feel good. And I respect that. And then we've had people like Dolly Parton, and I think you asked her, or
Are you a
maybe,
feminist?
are you a feminist? And she
She
said,
said, I don't think so.
I don't think so. But then you pushed her, and she said, yeah, I guess I am.
Well, I said to her, do you believe that women should make the same amount of money as men? Well, I guess I am a feminist.
Yeah, and she said, I guess I am a feminist. So I think people feel pretty strongly about it. I think art is art, and you have a right to perform where you want to perform. I agree with you, Joy. I can't sing a lick, but I certainly, and I have not been asked, but if I were asked, it would be a hard no.
Well, they wouldn't ask me, so I have nothing to say.
Yeah.
We're not asking any of us.
No, you do what you do. Listen, it's like, people do what they do for whatever reasons. It's like Joe and Mika.
Yeah.
They did what they did. They felt that's what they needed to do, and I got to stand behind them.
Yeah.
And I stand behind her no, not or not, because if I believe I have the right to make up my mind to go perform someplace, I believe they have the same right.
Of course.
And so
That's
I have
true.
to, I have to support. Doesn't mean I'm particularly interested in what I won't be watching, but that's me.
Yeah, I've scheduled a spa day.
The social media buzz was relentless, with countless calls for her cancellation, fueled by the false narrative pushed by The View. The smear campaign was gaining momentum, but Carrie wasn't one to back down. She took a stand, hiring a powerhouse legal team and filing a lawsuit, not just against The View, but also its parent company, Disney. This wasn't a token legal move. It was a billion-dollar defamation and slander claim, accusing The View of deliberately spreading lies that ruined her career and well-being. The moment the lawsuit hit the courts, the entertainment world took notice. For the first time, someone wasn't just firing back at The View. They were holding the media giant legally responsible. Disney, unsurprisingly, threw their best lawyers into the ring, arguing that the comments made on The View were protected under free speech. But Carrie's team was more than prepared. They had evidence, video clips showing the hosts crossing the line from commentary to outright lies. They had financial records proving the damage done to her career. And they had proof of a pattern, a history of reckless attacks by The View on public figures, which had gone unchecked for far too long. As the trial progressed, it became evident that Disney had seriously underestimated the strength of Carrie's case. Witness after witness testified, revealing the toxic environment behind the scenes at The View. It turned out that hosts were actively encouraged to push inflammatory narratives for the sake of ratings. Leaked emails showed executives mocking how they could smear celebrities with impunity without fear of legal retribution. The more the court delved into the details, the worse it looked for Disney. Then came the verdict, a staggering $1 billion in Carrie's favor. This wasn't just about compensation, it was a legal declaration, setting a new precedent that media outlets could no longer hide behind the shield of free speech when spreading harmful lies. Disney, one of the world's largest entertainment companies, was now on the hook for a massive payout. The View had officially become a liability, and the industry would never be the same.